All right, what is going on, everybody? Bit of a different video. We're gonna talk about more of a theory, more of a thought proposed by Thunder forward slash guard Jalen Williams. He said on a recent podcast that the NBA should give out two Defensive Player of the Years, um, one for the bigs and one for the guards, forwards probably. Um, this was on Young Man and the Three. And I thought we could go through history, at least not through all of it, the last maybe 10 or so years, look at who won the Defensive Player of the Year, who the runner-ups were, and maybe just do a little bit of a thought experiment and see who would have a big what big and what guard would have won the individual award. Um, just go through a couple of these because some of them, if I go all the way back to like the 90s, for one, it'd be a super long video. Two, I can't vouch because I wasn't watching in the 90s. I was barely watching in the 2000s. So we'll go through the years that I know the best and can give you a solid take on and not talk out of my behind, so to speak. Um, First off, this year, or last year, I should say, 2023, 2024. Actually, let me do it this way. Let me open a different tab here. So the winner was Rudy Gobert. The runner-up by voting was Victor Wembanyama. And then you have guys like Bam Adebayo. You're gonna see when we go through these years, you're gonna see a lot of familiar names. There are gonna be a lot of repeat names. A lot of repeat names. Um, as we get further and further away from the most recent ones, those names will switch and everything. But um, like I said, Victor Wembanyama, Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davers, Herb Jones, and then we start getting into the guards here. The guards with the most votes: Drew Holiday, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Derek White. Um, you have Alex Caruso here. You have Jalen Suggs. If I had to pick a guard, I probably would have given it to Shea. And while we're here, maybe let's do my list, right? Let me pick my big and my guard because I'm gonna just keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real. Rudy Gobert does not deserve 4 Defensive Player of the Year, so however many he has. So my big for 2023, 2024 would have probably been Victor Wembanyama as a big and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander as a four, as a guard. I don't know why I said a four. So that's that year. Let's keep it moving to 2022, 2023. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Yes. Here you go. So you had Jaren Jackson winning it that year. The runner-up was Brook Lopez. You had Evan Mobley in the mix, Draymond Green, Bam Adebayo, Giannis, Drew Holiday again. Drew Holiday and Alex Caruso the only guards this year. You also have OG Anunoby as a forward. And that probably would have been my pick. So probably when Jaren and OG that year, 2022, 2023. I like OG getting the guard slash forward defensive player of the year. I think that's a really good one. Moving on down here, 2021, 2022. Trying to get the thing to open here. Come on, buddy. There we go. And if you're looking for the list yourself or just curious, this is brought to you by, not a sponsor, Basketball Reference, the best source for up to date, accurate stats, history, numbers, whatever you need. They do have a paid subscription. I don't have the paid subscription. I've never needed it. Um, but if they like to give it to me for free, that'd be amazing. Moving on, 2021, 2022. Marcus Smart did win it this year. This is the first time a guard had won it in a very long time. If we go all the way back, the last guard to win it was Gary Payton, yeah, back in 95, 96. So went a long time without a guard winning it. And I think that was the thought behind Jalen Williams saying that, as he did. If you watch the clip, he was essentially saying the bigs do deserve it, but guards and bigs play two very different defensive styles, and it's important to highlight both of those. Um, Anyways, Marcus Smart won it in 2021, 2022. The runner-up was Mikal Bridges when he was on Phoenix. Third place was Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo, Jaren Jackson, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Obviously, Marcus Smart deserved it, so I'm not gonna say no to that. I think Bam Adebayo should be the big in 2021, 2022. So Marcus Smart and Bam for that year. Moving on downwards here, 2020, 2021. Um, Rudy Gobert won it. Ben Simmons was the runner-up. I believe he's a guard. He was a guard. Yeah, he was still in Philadelphia, so he's technically a guard, I guess. The only other guard here, the other runner-ups, Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Clint Capella. The only other guard here is Drew Holiday, unless you want to count Ben Simmons. Oh man, I'm just gonna count Ben Simmons. So it's literally just the runner-up. So Rudy Gobert and Ben Simmons for 2020, 2021. Let me know who you guys think should be who should be the big the big defensive player of the year and the guard defensive player of the year. Um, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Maybe just this year, going off this year thus far. Um, Defensive player of the year for 2019, 2020 was Giannis. Runner-up Anthony Davis. Third place Rudy Gobert. Fourth place Ben Simmons. You have Bam here as well, and then you have a tie for sixth. It's the only guards on this list: Patrick Beverley and Marcus Smart. Ben Simmons is here, like I said. In good faith, I can't give it to him back to back years. Does Patrick Beverley get a Defensive Player of the Year? That's nuts. That would actually be nuts if he got one. This is back in 2019, 2020. Oh man. Um I guess it it has to be Patrick Beverley when he was on the Clippers. So you're big for that year is Giannis, and your guard is Patrick Beverley for Defensive Player of the Year. That's crazy. See, this is what people talk about when like you say you can't just give awards out willy nilly and give them to anybody, because then you get people like Patrick Beverley, who in his time was a decent NBA role player, but man, if he had some hardware in his cabinet, he would never shut up. Um, Moving on to 2018, 2019. Um, 2018, 2019. This is Rudy Gobert's second one. He won it. Runner up, Giannis. Um, Paul George, third place. Miles, Joel Embiid, fourth. Miles Turner, fifth. Marcus Smart is here, and Patrick Beverley is also here. But I'm just gonna count Paul George as a guard slash forward, because this was when he was in OKC and he was a different type of player then. So it's just gonna be Rudy and Paul George for your big and your guard for that year. Um, I think Paul deserves that. That'd be good for Paul George to get that year. That was a good year for him. Um, and then 2017, 2018. This is Rudy Gobert's first. Um, I think two for Rudy Gobert is necessary. I know He's not my favorite player, but I have to give him credit. Those first 2 years were crazy for him, so I'm not going to take those away from him. Runner up for him, runner up for Defensive Player of the Year, Joel Embiid, Anthony Davis, Paul George again, Al Horford is here, Draymond Green is here, Jrue Holiday is also here. Robert Covington is here. Shout out Robert Covington when he was actually a decent NBA role player. Kevin Durant is also here. I remember that year. He was a different animal that year. Jalen Brown is here. Klay Thompson is here. Wow. See, this is what I'm talking about when we get further down the list, working our way backwards. You just see so many different names and so many people that have like players that have like either just this is a little less than a decade ago, but still, like, I'm just gonna read the whole list for you guys. Jalen Brown, Klay Thompson, Steven Adams, Jimmy Butler, Clint Capella, Andre Drummond, Yusef Nurkic, Victor Oladipo. Like some of these guys are like out of the league. Some of these guys are just role players now. Some of these guys are, in Jalen Brown's case, a Finals MVP and champion now. Crazy stuff to look back on. I do want to give it to Kevin, but he was more of a full. He was more of a big. He was a more of a forward slash big, not a guard slash forward. Do I give it to Paul George or do I give it to Jrue Holiday? Jrue Holiday in New Orleans was a problem. And I believe this was the year they swept the Blazers and Jrue Holiday really did a number on CJ and Dame. And I really shouldn't count that, but this is like a retrospective, so like I'm gonna give it to Jrue Holiday. So your winner for that year, 2017-2018, is Rudy Gobert and Jrue Holiday. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Um, Getting close to the end here. 2016-2017. Um, this is Draymond Green's year. Counts as a big, I guess. Oh man, this list is crazy. This is a crazy list. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna read this one too. Rudy Gobert second, Kawhi Leonard third, Robert Covington fourth, three-way tie for fifth. It's LeBron James, Andre Roberson. Shout out Andre Roberson, Hassan Whiteside, and another tie to round out the list. LaMarcus Aldridge. Wow, I've never thought of LaMarcus Aldridge as a defender like that. But here he is. And then Patrick Beverly, last name on the list. I gotta give it to Kawhi. So it's Draymond and Kawhi. That'd be my list. I mean, Robert Covington might have been able to get it, but I think just Kawhi, in my opinion, would probably have been the better choice. There is no real guard here besides Patrick Beverly. He's low on the list, and I'm not doing that. I'm not giving, I'm not giving Patrick Beverly in Houston. He was not the Patrick Beverly he became, and what he really wasn't with the Clippers, and that was like his all-time peak. That was his his time for what it was. So I'm gonna give it to Kawhi. So yeah, it's Kawhi and Draymond for 2016-2017. Um, let's keep powering through here. This is a great thought experiment. I'm glad I thought of this. Let me know what you guys think. Remember to like the video. That'd be awesome. Give me your own thoughts down below as well. Oh boy, this is a long list. This is Kawhi's first year winning it, so Kawhi would have back-to-back trophies as a big and a guard, or not a big and a guard. It's just yeah. I'm not gonna do it that way. Yeah. So this would be a second one, just in general as the defensive player of the year. Um, wow, wow, this list. I'm not gonna read all this, but there are some interesting names here. So Kawhi obviously won it. Runner up, Draymond Green. This is descending, so one to whatever. Um, Draymond Green, Hassan Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan, Paul Millsap, Avery Bradley, Rudy Gobert, Tony Allen, Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, and then it just gets even crazier from here. um, Whatever, I'll read the full list. Jimmy Butler, LeBron, um, Trevor Ariza, Jay Crowder, Al Horford, Kyle Lowry, Chris Paul. Crazy names. Those last few are crazy. And this is like the versions of these players, just for context, that's like their second or first team. So this is when they're in their prime. A lot of these guys are in their prime in these conversations, just as a note there. So Kawhi has it, so we need a big, technically, if we're gonna do it that way. We're gonna need a big. Draymond Green counts as a big. I could give it to him. But man, if y'all don't know about Miami Heat Hassan Whiteside, please go look into him. Amazing player for that time. There's also DeAndre Jordan here. Anthony Davis is here. Andre Drummond is here, but I'm going to go Hassan Whiteside. Hassan Whiteside, big defensive player of the year for 2015-2016, and guard Kawhi Leonard, guard/forward Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, crazy. All right, second to last one here to round out the 10-year stretch here for this award in this thought experiment. This is Kawhi's year again, so we're gonna need a big. Wow. Reading off the list here: Draymond Green, DeAndre Jordan, Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Andrew Bogut. Shout out Andrew Bogut, former Warrior, former Cleveland Cavalier, former Laker. Tony Allen, Tim Duncan, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Jimmy Butler, and the list just gets crazier. I'm not gonna waste my time reading all that. it's essentially the same names from before. Add Damari Carroll, add Nerlens Noel. Hassan Whiteside's at the bottom for this one, but we're gonna need a big. DJ is up here. Draymond Green could get it. I think it's a bit early though for Draymond to get it here. I think Anthony Davis needs one. It's gonna be Anthony Davis as the big and Kawhi Leonard as the guard/forward for 2020, not 20, damn, 2014, 2015. And the last year of this thought experiment, this is the Joakim Noah year. So we're going to need a guard. I'm just going to read off some runner-ups here. Roy Hibbert, DeAndre Jordan, Serge Ibaka, Andre Iguodala, LeBron James, Paul George, Anthony Davis is here again, and just some familiar names again. Add Tim Duncan, add Dwight Howard in Houston, add PJ Tucker. Yeah. So we need a guard or forward. It could be Andre Iguodala. It could be LeBron James. It could be Paul George. I'm gonna do the homer pick just for some fun. LeBron James probably deserves it, but I'm gonna go Andre Iguodala. I think this was his first year as a Warrior. It might have been his first or second year coming over from the Nuggets. So yeah, I'm gonna do Joakim Noah as your big defensive player of the year, and Andre Iguodala as your guard/forward for defensive player of the year. Yeah, that was a really fun thought experiment. We could do more, but this video is already gonna be 20 minutes, and you guys don't want to hear me ramble about some hoops that I'm unfamiliar with and talk out of my ass. So yeah, we rounded out that 10-year stretch, and that was some good stuff. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I think we are getting close to the 50th video. This might be the 50th video, might be the 51st, might be the 49th. I do not know. crazy. We already got to 50 videos. Um, we'll get to 50 more. There's a whole season left of basketball, essentially. We got all-star stuff. We got men's college hoops. We got WNBA stuff, women's college hoop stuff. We'll continue to talk about all of it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. All that good stuff. And have a great day. Cheers.